Prehistoric and early history. Prehistoric times, archaeological evidence suggests human habitation in Mongolia since the Lower Paleolithic era, around 800,000 years ago. Early inhabitants were hunter-gatherers who adapted to the region's harsh climatic conditions. Their stone tools and petroglyphs provide valuable insights into their way of life. Neolithic and Bronze Ages. During the Neolithic period, circa 6000 BCE, agriculture began to emerge, though most communities remained nomadic. The Bronze Age, circa 2000 to 1000 BCE, saw significant advancements in metalworking, including bronze metallurgy. The deer stone monuments, engraved with intricate animal motifs, are notable artifacts from this era, reflecting the spiritual and social dynamics of early Mongolian societies. Iron Age. The Iron Age, circa 1000 BC 300 CE, marked the rise of more complex pastoral nomadism, with the introduction of iron tools and weapons enhancing the effectiveness of both hunting and warfare. The development of horse-based culture transformed societal structures, enabling greater mobility and the emergence of tribal confederations. Ancient nomadic empires. Xiongnu Empire, 209 BC 93 CE. The Xiongnu were one of the first major nomadic empires in the steppes of Mongolia. They formed a formidable military confederation that frequently clashed with the Han dynasty of China. The Xiongnu Empire established trade routes that would later form part of the Silk Road, facilitating economic and cultural exchanges. Xianbei Confederation, 93 to 234 CE. Following the decline of the Xiongnu, the Xianbei emerged as the dominant power in the region. They played a crucial role in the political and military affairs of northern China, establishing the Tuoba Wei dynasty, which laid the groundwork for future state building in the region. Rouran Khaganate, 330 to 555 CE. The Rouran succeeded the Xianbei as the leading power in the steppes. They were the first to adopt the title of Khagan, indicating a supreme ruler. The Rouran maintained control over vast territories and had significant interactions with neighboring states, including the Northern Wei dynasty of China. Early medieval period. Gokturks, 552 to 744 CE. The Gokturks established a vast empire that stretched from Mongolia to the Black Sea, becoming a central power in Eurasia. They controlled key trade routes, contributing to the spread of Buddhism and other cultural exchanges between East and West. The Gokturks' dual Khaganate structure, with eastern and western branches, influenced later nomadic empires. Uyghur Khaganate, 744 to 840 CE. The Uyghurs overthrew the Gokturks and established their own Khaganate. They embraced Manichaeism and Buddhism, fostering a rich cultural and intellectual life. The Uyghur capital, Ordubailik, became a major center of trade and culture, showcasing advanced urban planning and architecture. Khitans and Liao dynasty, 907-1125 CE. The Khitans, a nomadic people from northeastern Mongolia, founded the Liao dynasty, which ruled over parts of Mongolia, northern China, and Manchuria. The Liao dynasty was known for its dual administrative system, which governed the nomadic Khitan and sedentary Han Chinese populations separately, reflecting their sophisticated statecraft. The Mongol Empire. Rise of Genghis Khan, 1162 to 1227. Born as Temujin, Genghis Khan unified the Mongol tribes through a combination of military prowess, strategic marriages, and alliances. In 1206, he was proclaimed the Great Khan, initiating a series of conquests that created the largest contiguous empire in history. Genghis Khan's legal code, the Yasa, and his reorganization of the military into a meritocratic system were key to his success. Expansion of the empire, 1206 to 1294. Under Genghis Khan and his successors, the Mongol Empire expanded rapidly. Major conquests included the Khwarezmian Empire, the Western Xia, and the Jin dynasty in China. The Mongols employed advanced siege technologies and psychological warfare, making them formidable opponents. The empire eventually stretched from Eastern Europe to the Sea of Japan. Pax Mongolica, 13th to 14th centuries, the period of relative peace and stability under Mongol rule, known as the Pax Mongolica, facilitated unprecedented levels of trade, communication, and cultural exchange across Eurasia. The Silk Road flourished, and innovations such as paper money and postal systems spread throughout the empire. Fragmentation and Yuan dynasty. Division of the empire. After the death of Genghis Khan, the Mongol Empire was divided among his grandsons into several khanates: the Golden Horde, the Chagatai Khanate, the Ilkhanate, and the Yuan dynasty in China. This division led to internal conflicts and the gradual fragmentation of the empire. Yuan dynasty, 1271 to 1368. Kublai Khan, a grandson of Genghis Khan, established the Yuan dynasty in China. The Yuan dynasty marked the first time that China was ruled by a non-Han dynasty. Under Kublai Khan, the Yuan government implemented policies that promoted agriculture, trade, and cultural exchange. The capital, Canbalik, modern-day Beijing, became a cosmopolitan center. Post-Empire period. Ming dynasty and Northern Yuan, 1368 to 1635. After the fall of the Yuan dynasty, the Mongols retreated to their homeland and continued to rule as the Northern Yuan. Despite losing control of China, they maintained a significant presence in the steppes and engaged in frequent conflicts with the Ming dynasty. This period saw the rise of prominent leaders like Dayan Khan, who sought to restore Mongol unity. Zanabazar and Buddhism. In the 17th century, Zanabazar, a prominent religious leader and artist, played a crucial role in the spread of Tibetan Buddhism in Mongolia. Recognized as the first Jebsendamba Kutuktu, Zanabazar contributed to the cultural and religious revival in Mongolia, creating a lasting legacy in Buddhist art and architecture. Qing dynasty rule. Manchu conquest, 1691 to 1911. The Qing dynasty, ruled by the Manchus, conquered Mongolia in 1691. Mongolia was divided into Inner Mongolia, which was more closely integrated into the Qing administrative system, and Outer Mongolia, which retained greater autonomy. The Qing implemented policies to control the Mongolian nobility and promote economic development. Administrative reforms and autonomy. Under Qing rule, Mongolia experienced significant changes, including the introduction of administrative reforms that aimed to integrate it more closely into the empire. Despite these efforts, the Mongolian nobility maintained considerable local power, and Tibetan Buddhism continued to flourish with Qing patronage. Early 20th century and independence. Revolution of 1911. The fall of the Qing dynasty in 1911 provided an opportunity for Mongolia to declare independence. The Bogd Khanate was established, with the 8th Jebsendamba Kutuktu as the head of state. However, Mongolia's independence was challenged by the newly established Republic of China, leading to a period of political instability. Struggle for independence. With the support of Soviet Russia, Mongolia successfully resisted Chinese efforts to reassert control. In 1921, the Mongolian People's Revolutionary Party, led by Damdin Sukbader and backed by Soviet forces, overthrew the Bogd Khanate and established a socialist government. Mongolian People's Republic. Soviet influence, 1924 to 1992. In 1924, Mongolia was declared the Mongolian People's Republic, a socialist state closely aligned with the Soviet Union. The new government implemented extensive social and economic reforms, including the collectivization of agriculture, industrialization, and the suppression of traditional culture and religion. Repression and purges. The 1930s and 1940s were marked by severe political purges orchestrated by Khorloogiin Khoibalsan, a Stalinist leader. Tens of thousands of people, including many Buddhist monks and intellectuals, were executed or imprisoned. These purges significantly impacted Mongolian society, leading to the destruction of monasteries and cultural heritage. Democratic Revolution and Modern Mongolia. Democratic Revolution, 1990. The collapse of the Soviet Union and the democratic movements in Eastern Europe inspired a peaceful revolution in Mongolia. In 1990, mass protests led to the resignation of the ruling Communist Party leadership and the adoption of a multi-party system. This transition marked the beginning of Mongolia's journey towards democracy and a market economy. New Constitution, 1992. In 1992, Mongolia adopted a new constitution that established it as a democratic republic with a market-based economy. The constitution guaranteed fundamental rights and freedoms, including freedom of speech, assembly, and religion. The transition brought political freedoms but also economic challenges, as the country struggled with inflation, unemployment, and the restructuring of state-owned enterprises. 21st century developments. Modern Mongolia has experienced significant economic growth driven by mining and natural resources, particularly coal, copper, and gold. The Oyu Tolgoi mine, one of the largest copper and gold mines in the world, has become a major contributor to the economy. Mongolia continues to navigate its relationships with neighboring China and Russia while pursuing development and modernization. Cultural revival and challenges. Since the Democratic Revolution, there has been a revival of traditional culture and religion. Many monasteries have been rebuilt, and Buddhism has regained its central role in Mongolian society. However, the country faces challenges, including environmental degradation, economic inequality, and the need for political reforms to address corruption and improve governance.